All right, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Broadcasting Seeds. Today, we are here with Code from SpeakinCOAD podcast. Now, Code, tell us who you are, what you do, and where we can find you.
Hey guys, I'm Code, Conspiracy of a Dead Man from the SpeakinCOAD podcast. You can find us anywhere on Rumble, YouTube, Spotify, anywhere that Spotify podcasters promotes. We got Instagram. If that's the best way you want to reach out or contact me, I'll respond there. And then X. So it's SpeakinCOAD podcast, SpeakinCOAD, one word.
SpeakinCOAD.
Yes.
And what do you guys talk about?
We talk about a little bit of everything when it comes to conspiracies. There's three other guys, so there's four of us total.
Gotcha.
Originally it was myself, TBD or Teddy Bear Dynamite or Teddy Dynamite, and then Chente, and then we ended up adding my brother-in-law Swank to the show too. He's a servant with a noble cause.
Everybody's
We got
got
all
a
the
code name.
Yeah, we have to speak in code. If not, you'll get banned or stuff will get taken down. So I've had that happen before. So that's kind of where I came up with the name. We had a Discord channel and we ended up getting taken down when I wasn't even on it. So I had to come back with a different name. And I was like, Conspiracy of a Dead Man. Or I didn't think of Conspiracy of a Dead Man. I thought of Theory of a Dead Man, which is the band. I was like, Conspiracy Theory of a Dead Man. I was like, that's kind of cool. And I was like, well, I want people to speak in code so that way things aren't just getting out there. You know, we can kind of keep things kind of under wraps so that way things aren't getting shadow banned right away.
Absolutely. So what do you guys, what do you guys do? Like, what do you talk about? What is the big things that you talk about on on the podcast?
We've been doing a thing called Intro to Everything. So we'll touch a little bit. We'll almost go alphabetically. Like we started off with, I think, man, I don't even remember what we started off with A. I mean, it could have been Atlantis or it could have been something like that.
Yeah.
And then we just
So a little bit of everything in the space.
Yes, yeah. And then like myself, I like a lot of the stuff that happened with like not we would consider normal people would consider it as conspiracy theory, but I feel like now it's to the point where we already know that it's been proven true. It's when like drugs were brought into the United States through the CIA and Iran Contra and all that stuff, and
Yep.
Barry Seal and the real Rick Ross and who's the other guy? There was Barry Seal, Gary Webb. He was like he was the journalist that they took out, and he supposedly took his own life with 2 shots to the back of the head. So
Supposedly.
it's like, yeah, supposedly. But
I always like the allegedly.
Yeah,
I like that word.
yeah, exactly. I feel like it's what is it called? Letterkenny with Squirrely Dan, allegedly.
Yeah. Allegedly.
But yeah, so that's usually my realm. Been kind of getting more into like uh MK Ultra, learning more about psyops, brainwashing, even hypnosis. Where the other guy, Teddy Dynamite, he loves anything and everything Mandela effect. And he's like going down that rabbit hole. And then Chente, he's more or less kind of like our Isaac Weishaupt. He loves anything with pop culture, anything with symbolism, cult symbolism, anything that seems kind of ritualistic, but then birds aren't real. Kind of go down that route. And then Swank, he does a little bit of everything too. He's very he's trying to understand like spirituality a lot more. So he's trying to kind of understand that. He kind of has some ties to Freemasonry. So he kind of looks for those type of symbols. I feel like we're all just trying to decode, if you will,
Yeah.
what the conspiracy realm is. I mean, there's certain things where I'm like I see you got the aliens and the Bigfoot behind you and stuff. It's like for me, I think the aliens are interdimensional demons. And I think that Sasquatch could be a Nephilim or like an offspring of some sort, or it could be like the jellyfish of the mammals, so where it can actually cloak. So that's kind of where I am with those type of things.
Yeah. I talked, man, the 2 podcasts I did earlier today, fried me a little bit. I when we talk about Bigfoot, uh, I've had experiences, right? But yeah, I was talking to, I don't know if you know Brad Lale from the Awaken podcast.
Oh,
I had
yes.
him on. Yeah, I had him. This is the second time he's been on the show, and we've talked a lot offline too, but he hit me with just a way of looking at stuff that was a little different today. And made me think about, like, I'm not a Bigfoot purist, meaning like I don't necessarily, I definitely am more on the woo, I guess, side is what you would say, or the supernatural
Okay.
side of Bigfoot, Sasquatch, that it's not you know, a gigantopithecus. I don't think that at all. Not anymore, especially after today. Um, but because I'm just thinking, like, everything he was saying fit my experiences dead on. Then the other guy that I had on today was um David Weiss, who is Flat Earth Dave.
Oh, yeah.
Dude,
Yeah, you wanna wake people up in a weird way, like, have him on. He's great.
he's great. And he will make you a flat earther.
Yeah.
I I'm agnostic about it as much, but I'm agnostic about either way.
Yeah.
Whether we're on a flat earth or a heliocentric earth, we're still on earth, right? So it doesn't really matter. Does it? Does it matter that much? Maybe it does, but not in my everyday life. Like, I was just upstairs. I have 4 daughters.
Okay.
Um, that's hard enough.
Yeah.
Uh, and I was just upstairs dealing with one of them and her shit. And it's like, dude, I don't care about flat earth or you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm just trying to live every day. So with that being said, it's one of those things that sometimes, being in this business is extra, right? So what do you, uh, like, your background? Let's go into that a little bit. What do you, I mean, what do you do now? What did you do? You know what I mean? Whatever
It's briefly or
you want to
personal.
talk about, whatever you want to talk about, whatever you're comfortable in
Okay.
talking about.
Well, I was in the CIA. No, I'm just kidding. Um,
Damn Fed. I knew it.
no, man, I was probably 21. I ended up joining the Coast Guard in 2008. And,
What spurred that on?
oh boy, I feel like I've been holding this in. No, I always wanted to kind of get into the military. I was looking into the Army, talked to my uncle about it. He was Vietnam vet and stuff. He's like, don't do it. They'll lie to you, blah, 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 all this stuff.
It's one
So
of
I'm like,
those guys, right?
yeah. So I'm like, all right, I understand. And then I started looking into the Air Force, and um, my buddy was trying to get me to join the Air Force and stuff and get into supply doing that. So I was just
Oof.
like, let me talk to my uncle again. So I talked to him. No, don't do it. They'll lie to you. You'll deploy overseas and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, all right, all right. So then he goes, you should, if you're really wanting to do something. And I was with this one girl at the time, and she threatened me with a ultimatum. She said, get a career or else. I'm like, oh, crap. My uncle already told me no Army, no Air Force. And I don't even live with my uncle. I just respected his opinion.
Right.
So he goes, if you really want to do something like this, he goes, why don't you check out the Coast Guard? He's like, you'll live on the coast. You'll live in a beautiful area. All your family will want to
Be
come
on
and
the
visit you.
water.
Yeah, yeah. I was like, all right. I never heard of it. The only time I ever heard of the Coast Guard was, do you remember Flipper?
Yeah.
The old, I mean, it used to be on
Yeah.
Nickelodeon or whatever back in the day, but the dad was in the Coast Guard, and they had like
Right.
tan uniforms. Like, they don't even wear those anymore. So anyway, long story short, this girl gives me an ultimatum, tells me to get a career or else. I talked to my uncle, join the Coast Guard, and no idea what it's even about. Like, I have no idea what the missions are. I have no clue. So I sign up. I'm like, oh, they're like, well, what do you want to be? I'm like, oh, I'll be an electrician or maybe a cook. So I signed up to be a cook, and that wasn't fun. So as soon as I get done over with boot camp, I go straight to school. As soon as I get done with
Did
school,
you go to boot camp in Cape May?
yeah, yeah.
Yep. Okay.
I did the 9-week program. I got in trouble, so I had to stay back a week. So
Nice.
fun stuff. But yeah, and then as soon as I get done with school, I did school in Petaluma, like Northern California,
Yep.
for like 3 months. And then I found out like on September 11th, I was graduating September 12th. September 11th, they're like, "Hey, you're going over to the Middle East." I'm like, "What?" I'm like, I thought I wasn't supposed to deploy." Like, and
Yeah.
of all places, I'm not deploying in the ocean. I'm deploying over in the desert.
Yeah.
So I go over to the Middle East and everything, and it was a different time. I mean, it was like 2008. It was like you were running like I did security over there. So pretty much was a cook working out of my position completely.
Good
And
Lord.
yeah, I was just checking trucks that were coming on in and out of the port.
Yeah.
So I would just be under the trucks and like with like one of those mirrors, and then I would go inside. I was the smaller guy, so I'd be checking the radio, tapping on it, making sure it's not fake. And then my question always was like, "Has anything ever happened?" And they would always tell me with the same answer, "Not yet." I'm like,
Not
"Oh
yet.
my gosh, yeah." So that's where the PTSD comes. No, but um, yeah, and then I did the Coast Guard thing. I was a reservist for 10 years. I integrated to active duty in 2018. Got stationed in Massachusetts. I was over in Cape Cod, and then I got
It's the
stationed.
worst place to be stationed, right?
It was so cold. Yeah, I mean, not bad for a vacation spot, but everything was so packed when you would try to go do something in the summertime. In the
Yeah.
winter, you would have like negative 17 degrees. Um, but I got stationed out in Cleveland. It was like spur of the moment. I wasn't looking for. It wasn't even an option for me. And I'm kind of close to there. Like I live like an hour from Cleveland. So
Okay.
I get stationed there, and I
The
was like really,
mistake by the lake.
yeah, yeah. So I was up there and everything, and then the whole COVID thing happened like right before then, right before I transferred here. So I moved here like July 2020, and started getting into the conspiracy stuff, like watching a bunch of videos. I started off with what is it called, Out of Shadows, and then
Yep.
I watched Pedogate 2020 back to back in one night,
Wow.
standing duty by myself.
You
So
were
I'm like,
like, "What?
yeah, I'm like,
What am
this
I
is
even doing here?"
yeah. I'm like, "There's more evil in the world than I ever expected."
Exactly.
I'm like,
Exactly.
"What in the world? Hollywood's a bunch of I mean, but
Yeah.
so but, I ended up, um, joining a Discord with, Deplorable Janet. It was from her podcast and, like, a few
Deplorable Janet. Psh.
yeah, so I started following them along, and then, I created my own Discord kind of as a placeholder. Whenever their Discord got nuked, everybody was coming over to mine who I was friends with. Well, then I became friends with a bunch of these people, started my own thing. One of my friends was gonna join or start a podcast, and they wanted me to be the 3rd seat. And I was just dealing with all this stuff from COVID and like not knowing what to do. And I was like, I'm not sure what I'm going to do. I ended up getting, I, I had shoulder surgery a couple years prior to that. And then ended up developing like a severe blood clot in my leg.
Hmm.
So I was just like, well, I wasn't wanting the vaccine. I wasn't wanting the shot or whatever. And I was like, let me just hold off on this. And then I found out that I had the blood clot. I'm like, well, good thing I held off. I'm like, this isn't I don't want to do this and bring that anything bad in if that's the case.
Right.
So I held off, and my Discord got taken down. Everything got nuked. Had no idea. I wasn't even on it. And somebody said it was for spreading misinformation or like being like mean to saying bad stuff about people. And I wasn't even in it. So I didn't know what was
Canceled.
going on.
Canceled for no reason.
Yeah. So I was like, that's why we got to come back and go with, we have to speak in code and not say things specifically. So we started
Exactly.
calling vaccines flaxseed. And then we
Yeah.
started calling it, instead of 5G, it was 5G butter or something. Like it was just
Yeah.
random stupid stuff. We just had fun with it. But um, yeah, so I ended up getting out of the Coast Guard in 22. They didn't let me re-enlist. And I was like, cool. I'm like that. Now I'm so freaked out, so stressed out, didn't know what I was going to do. I was living at home with my parents, which helped. Um, but I just was like, my stress levels were just through the roof. Well, then it got to the point where I'm like, all right, I'm not going to stress over this. It's out of my control. Just kind of putting all my trust in God's hands and everything. So my supervisor reached out to me and was like, hey, this position came open, apply for it. So like my last day, there was no ill will towards me and anybody that I worked with. A lot of people were kind of bummed, like I was in a way walking away, like
Yeah.
quitting, I guess, but
Yeah, but
it
they
wasn't
wouldn't
really.
let you reenlist. So
Yeah,
how
and it wasn't really on my terms. And I've
the
done every shot and under the sun being in the military.
yeah, the Coast Guard's like, yeah, we're good.
Yeah,
No,
yeah,
no
exactly.
need for this guy anymore. What the
So they
so
hired me
weird.
back as a civilian.
Oh
So
my God, that's so come on.
I know exactly. So
Don't
I'm, wo-
even with
I'm,
this.
wo-
This is like outsourcing. We're just gonna outsource your job and
yep. So
see.
I got hired
Did you
back in as
ever
a
cook
civilian.
though?
Uh, yeah, it was like I think maybe a year. I worked out a rate, so I worked out of my position for like
Okay.
4 out of the 5 years,
Yeah, that's
and then
crazy.
they were able to let me it it was a whole weird thing, and it's like, if you looked at how everything picture-wise, there's no way you could, like if you were to look at the big picture, but you're zoomed in like I was, and you were to zoom out and you're like, "That's how everything's gonna unfold?" Like, how is that even gonna unfold? Like, I feel like us as humans, we don't see the big picture most of the time. We like, from God's perspective. But
Yeah.
then even if he were to show you his perspective and show you the big picture, you would still be like, how is that even gonna factor in and go about, so
Yes.
but it was a good time. And I mean, I miss being in the military. I miss kind of like I was close to. I mean, I could have just jumped back in the reserves and retired in 6 years, and I would have been retiring in three from now, or two more to go from
Yeah,
now, I
well, we
guess.
can
But yeah,
you can't worry about that.
no, not at all.
Trust
And
me, I thought about going back in like the guard for
okay,
like 10 years or whatever, 9 years. It's like 9 years that I would have to do. Nope.
uh, yeah,
Yeah. So I did work for the National Guard as a civilian, and then I realized no
yeah,
way could I handle this. So
uh, yeah. I would just have to worry about the fat boy program. I'm like overweight compared
yeah,
to what I
right.
need to be.
For sure.
Like I'm 30
Agreed.
pounds over. I'm like, oh no.
Yeah. Gotta make tape, man.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know if I'd be able to do that with my stomach. My neck maybe, but not my stomach.
Gotcha. Um, so let's see. How um how long have you guys had the podcast then?
Um, I think we started in I thought we started in 22, but we might have started in 21. No, I'm pretty sure we started in 22 or like around this time. So I think we're coming up on our fourth season. So I think next year we'll make it 4 years. So it's crazy how quick it's gone too.
Yeah, just
But
like that.
yeah, like
Um,
before originally we started with Anchor where and I would pick up the one guy.
Spotify now.
Yeah, exactly. Teddy Dynamite lives so close to me. Like I grew up with him. We've known each other since first grade. And then Chente, I work with him, so I knew him from that. And then he lives up in like an hour away from me. So whenever we're getting together, it's hard to get everybody like in the same room. So I used to pick up Teddy Dynamite, bring him back to my place, or we would go from at his place, and we would call Chente on one phone and then put our cell phone down next to it and just record. So the audio was horrible, and I think we did our episode 1 like 3 or 4 times before we actually were for it to actually work.
Yeah.
So,
And you look back now and you're like, oh my God, what were we doing?
yeah, the quality of the sound was horrible, but the quality of the podcast was actually really good. Like, just sometimes we were just sitting back, like, just having conversations, and it was like things that were coming to our mind were, like, hitting, and it was like re-listening to those or resubmitting, like, putting out like our shorts and clips from those episodes. I'm like, this is great. It's all out of context, but it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So
What's your favorite thing? Like right now, what are you working on? Because we're always working on something, right? Like
yes,
there's always something like I literally am the king of I'll show my audience a little bit of the madness that happens here. like this is like from part of my desk,
Oh,
right?
nice.
So I'm working on like, I don't know, what is this? 1, 2, 3, like 5 different things there. Then I have 2 more over here.
Those aren't show notes though. That's like other goals, right?
Yeah, some of them are show notes. So, well, here I can show you the stack of like notes that I've taken for shows is the just in the past few months right here.
Jeez.
So once I'm done with one, you know, so living in Ohio, you're in Ohio, right?
Yes.
So L.A. Marzulli told me we need to infiltrate right Pat
Oh,
somehow. Right
there.
Patterson Air Force Base in Dayton,
Yeah.
Ohio. So I just got us flagged, but
Okay.
that's okay. Yeah, I
And
have a
what was
business
his
in
name?
Dayton. But either way, say it again.
What was his name?
L.A. Marzulli.
That sounds so familiar.
Yeah, because he's like a wizard, man. He's been in this game for quite a while. He's a big like alien disclosure. Uh, yeah, you've seen him everywhere. If you saw
Okay.
him, you'd be like, okay, I know that.
Yeah,
He's on like every podcast.
yeah. That's
But
how I feel
anyway,
like some of the names I hear. I'm like, wait, who is that? They're like, oh,
who
he does Bigfoot. I'm like, oh yeah, I know now.
so what are you working on right now? Like what's got your fancy?
Oh boy. So I've been doing a lot of music lately. Where I've been making like more like conspiracy type songs. Um,
Yeah.
I dropped like an album a few months ago. It was like all late '90s to early 2000s style New York hip hop, and
Yeah.
it was all about
You
conspiracies.
know I love that shit too. You know
Nice.
it. You
And
saw
then
my album that I put out, right?
yes, yep, I share it
So
all the time.
scary. People are like, "Album? What are you talking
Yeah,
about?" Yeah. But anyway,
yeah. So I'm working right now on a '90s to 2000s West Coast style hip hop album. So I wanted to do kind of like an East Coast West Coast. And then I've done like a few random songs here and there, like one about Atlantis, where it's not hip hop style at all. It's more like folk metal music. And then,
yeah, yeah.
um,
Like dark folk, like ooh, like
yeah, sounds like it's
folk that
from the
is
Vikings
there
movie.
such a thing as folk music that hits, you know?
I don't
But
know. You
there
got to have
is.
the guy, the throat one. What is that?
Yeah.
Throat music or
Oh,
whatever?
the whatever throat singing the
Yeah.
God, what is that called? Starts with a T.
Yeah. It's probably throat singing.
Yeah, but it's not. There's like
Okay.
it's like Tartarian throat singing, but it's not
Oh,
Tartarian. I'm just
yeah.
saying.
And I
Um,
did a Tartaria song.
it's awesome.
Yeah.
I do a song now for every episode.
Okay.
I do a new song about the episode, every
Oh,
single one. It's not in any certain style. It's styles that fit the thing.
topic.
Or when I have guests, I ask them what their favorite genre of music is.
Okay.
And then I usually make it in that genre about
No,
the podcast,
Now, do
the
you do
episode.
Suno to make it?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. So I found a way, um, oh, I'm trying to think of I can't remember his name. I'll send it to you.
Okay.
But there's a guy on YouTube. He does like breakdowns on different styles of music. So like he did like Big Pun and he's like he has this style of music. And then he did Andre 3000 and he said he's like it's like phonetical or phonetic
Yeah.
something.
Right.
And if you put that in the style when you're creating the lyrics, it will almost put it like you could even put that in the Suno description and it will sound like very, very close now. Like I have a song that sounds like Big Pun. I'm like, oh, I'm like, I already did that
Love.
album, but I was like, I'll
Yeah.
probably
Right.
release it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe I'll release it today.
Yeah.
But and then I got a podcast that I'm working on too. Like we do the conspiracy podcast, which is all four of us, or sometimes it's just me and one other guy, and then a guest or whatever the case. But I started a new podcast too called Trauma Dumping with Code. And
Trauma dumping.
yeah,
I thought I saw you post that in our group that we've got there.
yeah. It's like the guys. It's like
Trauma dumping.
supposedly like me sitting on the couch, and then the therapist is taking notes, but instead of taking notes, he's just drawing poop emojis. Um, but it's more or less going to be like either myself, like just one or just by myself.
Yep.
And I'm going to do like a spin the wheel type of thing and it picks a topic. If it picks like a specific topic, it could go religion, it can go cryptids, it could go
Yeah.
projects or operations. I mean, anything and everything. And then I'll just go through, I'll find that file and then I'll open up one of the videos from that folder that I have saved and then I'll watch a quick video and discuss that. And then I'm gonna try to keep those like anywhere from 30 to 45 minutes max. If it's by myself, hopefully I'm a little quicker, but I'll do that, or I'm gonna have people like just one on one and stuff like that too,
Yeah.
where I could either be waking them up or they can come on and just tell me like a little bit of a story and stuff. Like I have a friend of mine that I'm gonna have on. I might have to have him just be my first guest, but, long story short, like, his come to Jesus moment, he's gonna pretty much tell me, like, everything that happened with him. Like, he got he was into drugs a while back, like, he got shot up, and it was, like, a bunch of random things that happened. So, it's like I kinda wanted to get his point of view on it, and then maybe even turn that episode maybe into, like, more of a religious episode, but it could always go different directions and stuff
Yeah.
too.
Right. That's cool. That's a cool idea. Trauma dumping. I like it.
Yeah. I feel like that's what a lot of my episodes are anyway. I'm like trauma dumping on people or just venting or they're
Yeah.
venting to me. I'm like, I might as well make it a thing.
Right. Do you have any experiences like say supernatural,
Um,
paranormal, like cryptid or ghosts or anything?
mm, I mean, more or less, I, they might have been real, but I've probably just scared the crap out of myself as like a kid, like not sure what it was. I've had
Yeah.
like almost like a near death experience a couple times,
Okay.
like those ones, but not like, um, yeah, not too many. Not that I could think of off the top of my head. I mean, I've been in the woods and heard stuff and ran the other way. Like
Yeah, right.
I'm
But
not
that's
trying to find out what it is. It could be a
yeah, I'm
squirrel
out.
crawl.
Yeah,
I'm not going out
absolutely.
there hunting with a and I at that time too, I'm not in the woods with a weapon. I'm just out there with some friends or something, like
Yeah.
playing hide and seek.
What's your favorite episode that you've done?
Oh man.
Or maybe like, episode or guest or I know that's
Yeah.
a slippery slope, but
No, that's fine. We haven't had many guests, so it could be all of them. One of my favorite ones that I had, well, two of them that I had were two of my really good friends that originally were in the original Discord with me. I was supposed to do the podcast with them. Her name's Suburban Mama or Mama J. She does a podcast with my buddy Scott from the Business Party podcast.
mhm,
Um, they both were linked together. And so it was like when I had one as a guest, I needed to have the other one as a guest. With Scott, we talked about Tartaria and like the old world and like mudslides and stuff like that. And that
the
was a
mud floods.
yes, or yeah, mud floods. And that was probably one of our longest episodes. I think it was almost 4 hours. And then we had Paranoid American on, and like we talked about everything.
Yeah,
I think that episode like resonated with me so much just because he brought a lot to the table, but he also actually like not I mean, I probably wedged myself in there to be like under his wing in a way like, "Hey, can you show me your ways or like help me with this or that?" I pretty much asked him if he could introduce me to people that are like have up and coming podcasts. And like he introduced me to people that were like willing to come on our show as like first guests, like
yeah,
Heidi from the Unfiltered Rise
yeah.
podcast.
Heidi's
Um,
great.
Todd Cave was one of them. There was other people we were supposed to have on, and we just didn't really connect quite yet. Like,
Yeah,
I'll eventually have them on, but he gave me quite a bit of names, so I was like
yeah.
trying to keep up with
Thomas
them.
is a cool dude.
Yeah, and like I always try to get some of his merch and stuff, like hook people up or whatever, or like give different types of merch from him. Or I have some of these like um baseball cards from him.
Yeah,
So it's like Bill Hicks, but it looks like an old school like baseball
yeah,
card
yeah.
and stuff. And then
They do some cool stuff with the comics and all the different stuff.
yeah. So
Mm.
like I do like a segment, or not a well, yeah, I do we do a segment on our show. It's like the first segment we do. It's called "What's in Your Cup," and it's pretty much like just like our icebreaker. So it's like we just talk about either what we're sipping on, and I wasn't really trying to make it like alcohol and stuff like that, or like always drinking for the episode. I'd be like, "Oh, I'm drinking Buffalo Trace," but then after a while, I was like, "I don't want to be getting drunk on these shows." I'm like, I got to try to focus. So we started turning it more into like just our icebreaker. Like, we got like these Yeti cups and stuff. So
Oh
this
yeah.
one's like our Street Fighter logo,
Yep.
and then we got like GI Joe on the back, like the red, white, and blue. And then we even got like the Nintendo logo. I just put that on the side and stuff.
Yeah.
But we'll fill up the cups with a bunch of stickers, and like he has like these small little comics, Thomas does,
Yep.
and we'll ship out those. So it's like I'll definitely get your address if you want, and like I'll send you a cup and everything, and like with whatever design you want on there, just as like a thank you. And then that way, if you do come on our show, we could be like, "What's in your cup?" And it's like, "Oh, we
Yeah,
already
man,
got you got one."
for sure. Mine will probably be water or coffee, one or the
Yeah,
other.
mine's an energy drink right now. I was so tired this morning, so I was like, "Oh, I gotta get get warmed up." But
Yeah, I was just in Ohio, in Columbus,
okay.
for a conference that was
Was it a Bigfoot one?
no,
Okay.
it was for my actual work.
Oh,
I mean, this is work too. This is what
yeah,
I want to do, right? Just not quite there yet. So
definitely.
we that was for um yeah, my real job.
Okay. Dang it, no. Yeah, I think there's a few guys, they did one, I think I feel like it's called Orwell, or it's like it was like 3 hours west of me, so it was like almost by
Yeah.
Indiana.
So I did one there in October,
Okay.
um in Ada,
Yes. Yep.
which is the Cryptids of the Corn. They run it. Those guys
Okay.
that do that podcast, Cryptids of the Corn. Uh yeah. Their names are, but it's Justin and Jay, I
Okay.
think. I'm pretty sure. But they're probably like, what the fuck? You know. And they're great dudes, man. And um that was cool. I went and I was actually a sponsor of it this year. I
Okay.
decided that was one of the conferences that I would sponsor. And then had a booth, and sat there and talked to a whole bunch of people that, you know, yeah, similar interests. It was
Yeah.
good. I suggest, I tell everyone that's in this business, whether you sell things or not, if you just do a podcast, I would just get a booth and just go and meet people.
Okay.
Even if you didn't get a booth, just go and meet people, because you're going to meet people yeah, that are awesome and that are doing the same thing. So it's like instant guest recruitment as well,
Yeah. No, definitely. And
you know?
that's funny that you mentioned that, because I even mention it like Thomas and stuff, like, I told him, I said, "Hey, if there's anybody that ever reach out to you that are like, 'Hey, is there anybody that would be interested in coming on a podcast that's, like, up and coming?'" Because that's kinda how I mentioned it to him. I'm like, "Hey, we don't have we've never had guests on, other than our
Yeah.
friend." I was like, would you recommend reaching out to anybody, or do you think that I could reach out to people? Because I didn't wanna be rude. I didn't know
Nah,
what
man.
etiquette was, and, I mean, that was, like, a few years ago, or a couple years ago. Now I know. It's like, dude,
Yeah.
reach out to these people. Like, everybody's very,
He's
very
cool.
friendly.
Most people are cool.
Yes. But I mean, what's it called? There's not that many gatekeepers in the
No, there
conspiracy
really
realm.
isn't.
You could
There's a
easily
few.
go around them, though.
There's a few,
Yeah.
and I steer clear of them. But there's people that you would never expect to be just like cool, outgoing, whatever. What you have to realize is that these people put their pants on just like you do every day,
Yep.
one leg at a time, right?
Oh, I'd put
And
them on the other way.
sometimes, right. Eh, some people get ego driven, but that's pretty quick. that they and they're known really fast, and
Yeah.
usually their podcasts don't last. I
Yeah.
mean, I've been in this game since 2014. I've been
You've
not with
only
this
done
podcast,
conspiracies at the beginning? Oh, okay, okay.
no, but with other podcasts. And uh, I've had another podcast, which also spurred a business off of it, and then those dissolved. Then I had another podcast and a podcast network, and
Okay.
we had that, and that was for a few years. And then I got out of podcasting for a little. I just it's one of those things, like, I'm addicted. I can't not do it. And then part of with my regular job that I have, I part of my job description is that I run a podcast. So when people talk about getting paid to podcast, I actually do. And it's pretty awesome. So yeah, I don't just do that podcast. I do other things too. But like I say, I'm a kind of a good idea fairy um, for stuff. And then, I do the entrepreneur thing. So
That's really cool.
entrepreneur thing. But then as soon as I start talking about that, people call me feds. They call me a fed. Call me
Oh,
a fed anyway. But it's
yeah.
because I'm fed adjacent.
Yeah.
That's what I say. My money comes from the federal government
Yes. No, mine
and
too, and
all my jobs. So but I'm fed adjacent.
yeah.
So whatever.
Yeah, and I tell people, like, I just do this for fun, like, I don't know, I feel like there's a way personally, I think that I'm an extrovert. And when COVID was going on and there was nothing to do and everything was closed, it was just like boring. Like I have friends that thrived and they were like, man, I invested in this and did this and like blah, blah, blah. I started my own business. And I'm just like at home, like, oh, I'm sick of playing video games or sick of watching TV. I need to go out and
Yeah.
do something or talk to people. And like once we started doing this, I was just like, oh, I would feel like that cup was completely full when I was done. And I'm like, oh, I get to hang out with my friends, even if we're not there in person. It was just like making new friends and meeting new people. I'm like, this is what it's all about. And then I was talking with this guy named Roger from the Conspiracy Chaos podcast. They're fairly new, but man, they were awesome, and they were just I mean, not to like pat myself on the back or anything, but they were very like appreciative of just how like friendly the conspiracy realm is, or the conspiracy podcasters are and stuff. And they come from like a golfing side and the golfing podcasts and stuff, and they're like, there's people that are gatekeepers and they just don't want you
Oh
to
yeah.
even, they're afraid that you're going to steal their listeners and viewers. And I was explaining, I'm like, all of our listeners and viewers all kind of blend together. I mean, you're going to get people that only listen to Sam Tripoli and get information from him, but
Right.
if he has you on, then he's easily sharing and spreading yourself and your word to other people too, you know?
Yep.
So even if they do only listen to one podcast, they're listening to multiple guests, which
Yes.
can open that realm and spread the
Yeah.
wealth and spread the
I
friendship.
definitely had come at this with a rising tides raises all ships kind
Man,
of view and or way that I do. Plus, I don't I mean, yeah, I've been doing this a long time, right? But I don't have it all figured out. It's not like I'm better than anyone else doing it right now. I might be, you know, I I don't even try to like interview people. Not really. I mean, I do some of the people like Gary Wayne and like Laura Sanger, like I put on
okay.
like my nice, um, figuratively, I put on my button down shirt and ask real questions, right? But most of the time, I'm flying by the seat of my pants uh, because I'm just having a conversation with people.
Yes.
um, like we're doing now. Um, but yeah, like I'm no better than anyone. Um, whether I've been doing this 10 years or 2 years. And uh, at the end of the day, we're all just trying to do it, make
Yep.
some money, maybe. But if you're doing this to make money, and you're in the wrong business.
Yeah.
So, um, yeah, I haven't really run into too many gatekeepers for this genre, but like I've been in it a whopping year and a half,
Okay.
right? And so people would see that, I've been around a year and a half. Um, I'm monetized on YouTube, and there's people that have been around 5 years that aren't even monetized, or making the money on audio, right? But
Yes.
um, at the end of the day, it's whatever you want it to be. You kind of have to get after it,
Definitely.
and it's a lot of work. It's not. It's not just if you want it to be more than just you shooting the shit with your friends. It's work. It's actual work. So, as you know,
Yeah, exactly. I was talking to a buddy of mine yesterday. He was like, I worked with him, and he's like, yeah, I'm looking to start some music, and like he started like this music thing, and I was telling him about the podcast stuff, and he was just kind of in shock. He's like, man, I'm like, well, I started writing goals down, man, and I was like, it doesn't even have to be anything that you're really hitting, like each step of the goal, but at least if you're like working towards it, you'll slowly see things kind of like fall into place, So, and then I wanted to ask you, okay, you said Laura Sanger.
yeah, Dr. Laura Sanger.
She's a doctor. Is she from Canada?
No, she's not. Uh, Gary Wayne is, but
Maybe.
Dr. Sanger's not.
Okay, because I was talking with Rooster,
Rooster.
um, from Rooster Talks podcast. He's in like our group chat.
Yep.
Um,
Okay, I know you're talking about now.
I was on with him and Chef and
Sh-
Trebles.
Chef is a piece of work. Chef and Travel.
Yeah.
Mr. Garcia and I are pretty close.
Nice.
So,
Yeah, he's the reason why I'm in the group chat to begin
dude,
with,
he's
and
a
dude, that's a
riot.
crazy story to
He
begin with.
is a riot and just full of energy. So,
Yes.
anyway,
I'm, like, drinking this I was drinking an energy drink on the podcast just to, I don't know, kinda get myself kinda, like, revved up and everything, but, man, he brings the energy and, like,
he does. He
not
does.
not in a bad way at
No,
all,
no,
but he's like, "Oh, man," after the episode he did with me and Chente is very, like, mellow, like, you would think that Chente was a pothead, he's not. I mean, maybe before he joined the military, but he's just very calm and mellow, and he's, like, just very methodical, I think, with his questioning or even answering questions.
right.
And Trebles was just like, "Pow, pow, 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 pow." And then after we are done, he's like, "Hey, did I do anything to offend you guys?" We're like, "What? No, well, like, this was awesome. We had a blast." He's like, "Oh, I just thought you guys were like really quiet." And like, I was like, "Well, that's our first time meeting you, man. Like, I don't know what to expect." And so then the next episode, we came in hot. Like, as soon as he started asking us questions, we were both like rattling stuff off back and forth and just like,
Yeah.
like getting louder and stuff too. So after that one, he was like, "Oh, that's what I was expecting." He's like, "That's awesome." He's like, "Thanks."
Yeah, he's a riot. He's a funny dude. Yeah, he texted me this morning talking about Stone. So I'm like, it's just the most random shit.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, yeah, here, like I was thinking, he's like, oh, so you do know stuff about, I was like, yes, I do.
So
Funny.
funny.
Anyway, it's funny.
Now, do you have like a specific like you will talk about everything on your show?
Yeah, like as long as it's, within the high strangeness realm.
Okay,
That's kind of where I go. I mean, I do conspiracy theory stuff, right? Obviously.
for sure.
But I don't touch on that too much. I
Okay.
do more paranormal, supernatural. Part of mine is, man, I'm a Christian. I have been for a long time. I would consider myself that. But this whole thing, like I started it off as like just wanting to do Bigfoot stuff because I've been Bigfoot. I do expeditions and stuff. Like
Okay.
we go out in the woods, right? And I just wanted to talk about that. So that's how it started. And then I was like, wait, I can't. I have to do it all because it's so everything,
Intertwined.
is so combined, or everything rhymes and melds together and it's all connected. So in turn, the cryptid space. So what I've started doing now is I'm trying making a podcast every single day is tough,
Yes.
even with me having time in a lot of space. But I've been trying to do my best to literally put out an episode a day.
Jeez.
And so each day I've kind of dedicated to something else, right?
Okay.
Sunday is what I call Supernatural Bible Sunday. So I've
Nice.
been taking the books of the Bible, Old Testament first, obviously New Testament after that, and pulled out all the supernatural nuggets and turned that into an episode out of each book. So I'm on, but like I've taken 2 weeks off with that. So like I'm on Job at this point. So this coming Sunday, which this is what's today's date, just to give people context.
Today's the 3rd.
December 3rd. So this coming Sunday will be Job. But like then Tuesdays and Thursdays. So I got away from you go through phases. So I got away from interviewing people for a little while because it's, I had a whole bunch of people like it. We all have our things. Sometimes some shit happens and you have to cancel. But I had like a whole string of people like cancel. And I was just like, you know what, dude? Like I got to take a break from the
just the
interviews
interview
for a while. Yeah, like my brain's fried.
No, you're good.
And this people are gonna watch this and be like, "What the hell?" Well, you know what? You're getting to know us. That's what you're doing. This isn't about supernatural crazy shit. This is about getting to know your host and his guest, right? From another podcast, which you should go watch and go listen to. So, but I got away from really doing it, and I did a few because there were some bigger names that I was able to. But when you're interviewing somebody that's like a bigger name, for some reason it's, I don't know, man. It's easier. Like I've got questions that I want to ask.
I gotcha.
You know what I
Well,
mean?
you know them a little bit more. You have more of an understanding of like
Yeah. So not only do I know them, but usually it's I've actually met them, and like a lot of times. So these were 2 people that I had actually talked to. One at the convention in Ada. It was Joel Thomas from Free the Rabbits. And he does all the work with Merkel. Which is the confessionals, one of the big boys on the block, right?
Yes, definitely.
And Joel's just a regular dude. It was awesome. He's from Ohio as well, I think.
Okay.
But so I did that podcast, and then Michael Collins from Wandering Wolf Productions, who is literally, he's a veteran as well. He's an Army veteran, and he like travels around the world just taking pictures and video, and has made a podcast out of it and made a production company out of it, does stuff like that. And that's like what he does now, like the dream job, right? I think it's a dream job, but I'm also married with 4 kids. So that's not, I'll live vicariously through Michael.
Yeah.
Right. but like, so I did those, but there was a couple weeks. I don't know if I even had, I might not have even done either way. I just started getting guests. So I realized that all of the stuff that I've been doing is bearing fruit because now I literally can like reach out and get, so I literally started, scheduling interviews again at the beginning of, might have been the end of, shit, it wasn't. I don't think it even was. I think it was literally like a couple days ago, like Sunday, Saturday or Sunday. And I've already got tons of
Jeez.
freaking, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So these things, like, this is one of the other things that happens with podcasts is you'll see somebody will do, you can go into Apple, Spotify, even YouTube and look at different podcasts, look up, or Instagram or whatever, pick your damn platform and go in there and look. And you've got 300 podcasts that all have like 20 to like 50 episodes.
Yeah.
Back in 2021, like they all quit.
Yes.
So this business, to bear any fruit out of it, I found that you need to do, specifically with a podcast, you need, unless you've got, anyway, you need to it takes time to do all this stuff. So like I'm a year and a half in, and like to this genre, but I feel like I'm ahead of the game because I know what to expect. I know I didn't make a lot of the growing pain mistakes that I did 10 years ago, which were
Yeah.
freaking horrible. But anyway, now I literally have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 interviews just this month. And I literally started on, I think it was the 29th. I started making
the calendar.
Yeah. I started making texts and emails and calls and stuff.
Jeez.
17. And I mean, some of these are big names, dude.
I feel blessed I'm even like a part of that, man. Thank you for even having me on.
No, man, it's not about that. It's because I've been interacting with you guys for months.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's not you know what I'm saying, man.
No, definitely.
I got now see, I could say Treble. I did have him scheduled again on the 22nd. That was already done, so he doesn't count.
Yeah.
But a couple really big names here, like Paul Stobbs. You know who that is?
Mm-mm. And like conspiracy wise, like I feel like I know some of the main names and mainstays, like from Tinfoil Hat or like
Yeah. Well, see, Paul Stobbs has been on Tinfoil at least once, maybe twice, maybe 3 times. He's understanding conspiracy. He's also the the Nephilims are clowns.
Oh, yes.
That guy,
with the red hair.
Yeah.
Okay.
So him, like, that's a decent, for me. I mean, I think he's been everywhere.
Yeah.
Right?
No, I know exactly what you're talking about now.
Now the big glory one, and I'm going to gloat a little about it, forgetting it, is Ron Moorhead, who is the Sierra Sounds guy in Bigfoot. He's a legend.
Okay.
But I got him on later this month.
Jeez. Now, is there any specific topics that you're like, man, I don't even want to have that in my...
Dude, I can tell you, I didn't want to go into flat Earth at all.
Oh, yeah.
But like I made, like Dave Weiss, the
Yes.
Flat Earth Dave, who I just did a podcast with. And that episode will come out like next week. Yeah, I did not even want to breach that stuff because I said, like I said earlier, I'm a little agnostic
Yes.
about the two things that I just I like try to keep them here at is flat Earth, right? And the other one is Satan's little season.
Oh my gosh, that's so crazy that you
But
mentioned.
of course, I'm going in strong on both of them.
Yes.
So I had Dave on today, and I just might be a flat earther now. Period. He made a very. I mean, I have to go through all this stuff, but he
Yeah.
made a very compelling case. Bottom line, I'm not going to lie. I mean, and to be any wishy washy about it, I would is not doing service to him. He does a fabulous job at what he does.
Yes.
But Paul Stubbs is this. He's like a leader. Well, not a leader necessarily. He is. He's one of the first people that really talked about Satan's little season that I ever heard.
And he's the one that does the clowns.
Yeah, Nephilim are clowns.
Oh, okay. I heard it from JT followed JC and
Oh,
then
now see, I have him coming on too.
Demon Erasers.
And no, I don't think I heard from him back from Demon Erasers.
But that's the first time I ever heard of the Satan's Little Season. I was just listening to an episode with him today, but I can't remember the
Yeah,
guy's
I have
name.
JT on a Monday.
Okay.
So there you go, another one. And I'm a guest on Monday as well. Start out my day at 9:30 a.m. as a guest on Nephilim Death Squad.
Oh,
So
nice.
so it's, these things happen, but you have to put yourself out there to do
Yes.
it. And you can't be afraid of it.
Yeah.
And never be afraid to, because the bottom line is if you've got stuff to talk about, you've got stuff to talk about.
Yeah. No, definitely.
The other one that I've got that's a big is Brian King Sharp. He is the Sasquatch Odyssey is another podcast that he's on or that he does. And he's, he makes a living doing this stuff. I called, big podcasts. If you're making a living doing it,
Yes.
then you're winning.
Yeah. Or
They've got most of those guys are doing it as a substantial part of their income.
I feel like I've had it something. Shoot. I had it over here somewhere. Oh, here we go. I was like, or if you're freaking making books and people are buying them.
Oh, and then Doc Brown, I talk to him almost 2 or 3 times a week.
Yeah. I see your book back there. I was like, oh, I got the same one.
So I got him. And then guys like, so a guy actually, Scott Carpenter, who was in essence, and his son Travis is a great dude. T-Carp, who has his own podcast space, but he's been a guest on the Confessionals a bunch of times.
Okay.
And that's Scott's son. Well, Scott passed away a few years ago. Horrible. But I've been Scott Carpenter. He's one of the biggest reasons I really got into Bigfoot research. Okay. Not just because I've had my own experiences, but I got into the research because the way Scott was doing it. And it just intrigued me. So like talking to his son about it, dude, it was awesome. Like I love it. So that's one of his books, right there.
Now, are there any cryptids where you're like, I don't buy this one, or are you kind of open to all of them?
I'm definitely open to all of them.
Yeah,
it's kind of just like, who knows, man? Who knows?
No,
right?
For sure.
I mean, when you're talking about, but again, if you go back and dig down into the supernatural hole that this all comes out of, because I think it's the Bible and the Nephilim and fallen angels, right?
Yep.
I think it all stems from there. Think of all the crazy shit that people dealt with back in the day before the flood, with minotaurs and all these different things and chimeras of every freaking kind. Who's to say that Chupacabra doesn't exist?
Yes. or it's able to
Who's
hide
to say?
even.
Right, the Jersey Devil doesn't exist. Now, is a lot of this stuff in people's minds? Maybe.
Yeah.
Or maybe it's relic, memories of
Mm,
embedded in our who knows? I don't
yes.
know.
Like when
But
people are afraid of
I'll never
spiders.
be like, "Ah, you're completely full of crap." The
Yeah.
last 2 things that I was like, "Oh, you're completely full of crap," I've already succumbed to, which is flat Earth and
Yeah.
Satan's little season. I'm still not convinced on the little season part because 'cause I've
Yeah.
had some pretty amazing Bible scholars convince me otherwise, right? So
Okay.
you've got an uphill battle on that one,
Oh, for sure.
with me, and I just look at our topography and go, "Eh,
Now,
I
can
don't
I ask
think
you
we're
something?
in Satan's little like, I don't think we've gone through the
Turb
what happens before, right? The
Yeah.
millennial, yeah, I just don't think we've gotten there. Plus, it depends. Anyway, we could go on this whole like
No, no, you're fine.
that's like an episode series that
Yeah.
could go into. Um, but I've met some really cool dudes. Like, um, I just interviewed Raymond Sutherland, who, dude, these books. So this main character. So the one book is called Shadow Reap uh, What You Sow. All right, you can see that.
Yes.
It's a he literally takes like voodoo Haitian culture, right? In like Jamaica and places during pirate times,
Okay.
like the 1650s and stuff like that,
Yeah. Black Flag
and turns that into
or Black Sail.
like creates its own world in
Okay.
essence, right? And he's got these 2 books, um, and they're awesome. So I'm like, I check out that episode if you want. Anyone? Obviously Doc Brown, and then this guy was another guy that was in Ada, and he literally has a book that he wrote about not all gunfighters wear boots, Bigfoot in the saddle, and it's literally about Bigfoot being like in the Wild West
Wow.
and being like a gunfighter and stuff, and it's really funny.
That's
It's
cool.
good, and he'll be on the show soon too. I had to actually cancel because I'll just say it, I had a colonoscopy on Monday.
Ugh. They're fun.
It was a shitty day.
Yeah.
So,
And
um, but yeah, and then I love, using these things. So then behind there, I've got, so I'm like an editor of a magazine called Strange Knocks
Okay.
magazine. And it's literally about everything that you could think of, like small town monsters. Seth Breedlove did an interview in here. Um, like I just wrote an article in the last edition, which is this one. That was the cover with Winnie the Pooh,
Okay.
Blood and Honey.
Yeah.
But
Just
my
found out about those.
Halloween thing was about a bunny man.
Hmm.
Now that's not a real cryptid. So,
Okay.
but there was a dude in Virginia in like the 50s killing people with an axe.
Jeez.
But
What
so
ones?
we write stuff like that. And it's just cool. It's an actual magazine, right?
Nice.
And
How do you find
then
those?
you can buy them at look up Strange Knocks. I think it's strangenocks.com. I think she's got it.
Okay.
That website up, or you can go to gotknockers.com and look up. It'll be in there. And then my other buddy, Adam, geez, who is like a comic artist sort of. And this is his little book called Five Stones. And it's pretty awesome. So, like we said, we like to help each other out and advertise for other people. And
Yeah, definitely. Now, can people get? Do you have merch or anything like that, or can people
Yeah,
order?
not really. I
Okay,
mean, I do, but I don't really. It's not where I want it to be, so I'm like, nah. You
no,
know,
for sure.
I actually have a, a merch or like a t-shirt store, merch
Kinda like
store
a
called
Teespring.
The Long Story Shirt.
Oh, jeez, punny.
Punny, yeah, so punny. And that's where like I have all my stuff. But yeah, dude. I mean, it's just what it is. It is what it is.
Oh, definitely. Man, I was gonna
That's it.
ask you something else too. Um, yeah, there's one kid I talk with every once in a while. You ever heard of Kenny Thibodeau? He does like the Dogman stuff. He always talks Dogman stuff. And
Mm.
Midnight Lycanthropy.
Yeah, I feel like I know that name, but I've never talked to him.
He's always or he always has like random people on about like conspiracies, but they mostly would talk about Dogman. But then recently he did a podcast, or he has like a new podcast called Midnight Lycanthropy, and he interviewed a guy with he had me on. He'll have me on as like the person asking the guest questions and stuff, but he's kind of like more like the moderator. And he had a kid on, or a kid. He had a guy on that was the almost like a spirit photographer
Okay.
for the husband and wife from The Conjuring.
Oh, damn.
I
The
can't remember the
the
name.
the Warrens.
Yes, almost said Elizabeth Warren, not her. Elaine Warren, maybe.
Yeah.
And then I can't remember the husband's name, but
Right. I don't remember either.
yeah, but that was an interesting one just because it was more or less. I never really talked to anybody about like paranormal stuff that's actually been a part of something like that.
Yeah, right.
So it was cool to hear his perspective of things and like what they would have to do before taking the pictures, just so they knew like if you're outside in the cold, like you'll see your breath in the pic. Like you might not see your breath like in the dark, but if you took a picture with the flash on, you would see your breath too. So they would have to do tests before doing that, just so that way they didn't take a picture and be like, "Oh shoot, that was my breath in that picture. We can't post that one." But
Yeah. Ed and Lorraine.
yes, yeah.
That's why we
So
have the Google machine right here.
I'm gonna have to get that guy's name for you because I'm gonna have him on eventually too. That would have been really cool. Like, I think he interviewed him the day before Halloween or a couple days before Halloween.
Wow, that's
So I was like,
crazy.
"Oh, that was perfect." I was like, I never even would have thought to, or I wouldn't even have known who to even reach out to for something like that. But
Yeah, the other person that or the other group of people that I like to screw around with is the occult rejects.
oh yeah,
Um
oh,
so I go on there, I don't know. It depends. When I'm available, I go on. So I guess you would consider me a reject.
okay.
But um
Now
yeah,
is it just him by himself, or he has?
mostly. I mean, but then he has rejects.
Oh yeah.
So there's always like 3 or 4 people plus a guest on
Oh okay.
an episode, usually.
I follow him and I'm friends with him on Instagram. Like we always in that chat and stuff, but
Yep.
I just never actually reached out.
There's a couple, people that are on there pretty regularly. Um, but yeah, man, they're good dudes. Nick, his name's Nick.
Okay.
So, um,
I know his face. I know like his
yeah,
picture on
right.
Instagram. I know all that. I just I've
Yeah, and he does
never.
a lot of he basically does that for a living too, and he
Wow.
travels around to different, uh,
I saw he was
shows
at a
and
lodge and stuff. He took
yeah,
pictures inside of a lodge. I don't know if they snuck in or they knew somebody, but I was like, that was pretty crazy too.
so, yeah, it's fun. This is all fun, man. You meet some really good people.
Definitely.
And this is the other thing, is that there's not a whole lot of judgment. Like, yeah, I'm Christian, but I'm not like, I'm not gonna not like I had an interview with a witch not
Okay.
that long ago. Like I want to get the story from everywhere. And I
Yeah.
don't I don't pre-package people like, oh, I'm not going to talk to them because they're a witch.
Yeah.
Or they say they're a witch or whatever. Now, if they're like a evil human,
Yeah.
then I'm not going to continue on being, you know what I mean?
Yes, definitely.
So that's how that goes.
No, for sure.
But I'll talk to anybody. And I really don't like it when people like, you can warn me about people, right? But I'll talk to whoever I damn well want.
Oh, 100%.
You know what I mean?
No, definitely. I can't stand when somebody's
That's
like,
the gatekeeping stuff.
I really don't like that guy.
Like it.
Well, you can not like somebody even at a low level. And you're like, oh man, why'd you tell me that? Because now I'm going to think a certain way. And I try not.
No, I mean, but it's like, that's fine. You can tell me.
Yes.
That's fine. But I will make my own decision, and you could be right. You could be wrong.
Yeah.
Different strokes for different folks.
And some people have bad days.
They do. So,
I mean, I've had other conversations with people before, and I'm like, man, I really felt off. Like, it's not even about them. It was more like me. And I've even reached out and like apologized. Like, I'm so sorry.
Yeah, man. Like I had another guy that I really like, Rye Voss is his name. And he does the Codex of Curiosities. And I did a for a little while, I got really into the red heifer prophecy.
Oh, okay.
And I did a episode with, a couple different podcasts, and one of them was his. And I just had an off night, man. I thought it was awful. I thought that I was like, man, he's not even gonna, and he could think that I had an awful episode too. And maybe he does, but he did publish it. So I don't, but it's like, oh God, sometimes you just have a bad night, Also, I did an episode on, I've been on Nephilim Death Squad, and I thought that the episode I did with them wasn't great either. Talked about the president, the Trump books, like the last president, the Baron Trump books, and that whole conspiracy thing. And that was, it was a fun episode, but I don't know if I did that. I don't think I did that well presenting the material. Right.
I see what you mean.
So I have to redeem myself on the upcoming one.
And I'm almost glad you're like, let's just wing it. Cause I'm like, I started making notes for like, all the mind control stuff, but I'm like, I definitely need to like hone in on that a little bit.
I did have some stuff set aside. I was like, I don't like these. I don't like these questions that I'm asking. So
I gotcha.
Yeah, dude. But yeah, man, I appreciate you coming on. It's a pleasure meeting you and talking with you and shooting the shit.
Definitely. Thank you again, man. I really appreciate it. It was nice meeting you too. Like, I know we're in the group chat, but like, I feel like now we're actually meeting.
Absolutely. Agreed. So anything I can help you with, anything I can do, whatever, man.
Likewise.
You let me know and we'll get it done.
Sounds good. And if you feel comfortable, I don't know if you have like a P.O. box or you're okay with giving your address out, man. I'll give
it to you once
I'll hook you up with a mug. I mean, just let me know your favorite color.
I always take free shit. Or I even pay shipping. I get a lot of stuff and I pay for shipping.
No, I won't charge you.
All right, man.
Cool.
We'll talk soon.
Sounds good. Thank you so much again, Bennett. I appreciate it.
Buddy. It's been good.
Yeah. Late nights, red lights, open mics, Ohio state of mind. Let's talk. Mic high, room quiet, thoughts loud, built this from nothing. No crowd, basement talks turned into past mates. Truth don't trend, at long last. They say stay safe, stay in line, but growth happens past the sign. High strangeness, fake collide, questions walking right beside. Some folks scared of what they can't frame, some folks scared of saying God's name. I just speak it how I live, every voice got something to give. From the rust belt to the stars, broken roads make grounded hearts. Static buzzing in the feed, but real ones feel what we mean. Hear the signal through the static. Late night, thoughts get cinematic. Different minds, still connected. Faith and fear, both intercepted. Voices in the noise. We don't shout, we make a choice. Stay awake, stay human. Truth don't rush, it's moving. Truth don't rush, it's boy just dream for the grind real slow. Down lows climb like Midwest snow. Nobody sees the night you doubt when it's just you trying to figure it out. Community ain't built off likes, it's built off trust and shared nights. Convos deep, egos light, iron sharpens iron right. Some say pick a side, choose a lane. I say truth, don't play that game. Faith ain't blind, it sees more clear, especially when the dark feels near. Ohio heart, blue collar soul, still searching wild. I'm staying whole, networking ain't fake handshakes. It's real talks, mutual state. Hear the signal through the static. Late night, thoughts get cinematic. Different minds, still connected. Faith and fear, both intercepted. Voices in the noise. We don't shout, we make a choice. Stay awake, stay human. Truth don't rush, it's moving. Truth don't rush. You don't gotta agree with me. Just sit down and speak with me. Different views, same sky above. Truth grows better when it's love. High strangeness don't mean insane. Faith got depth, not just a name. Open minds don't lose their way. They just see a little further than yesterday. Red light still on, mic still live. It's more than art, this how we survive. Story stitched from shared belief that honesty still brings relief. Every collab leaves fingerprints, every convo shifts the lens. Speaking code, voice is strong, different paths, same long song. If you're listening, you're part of this. Every sea starts like a risk. Ohio nights, worldwide reach. Truth don't preach, it just speaks. Signal never gone, just buried deep till you tune it on. Static loud, but truth cuts through. If you hear it, it's meant for you. Voices in the noise. We don't shout, we make a choice. Stay awake, stay human. Truth don't rush, it's moving. Truth don't rush, it's moving.